Yosh! Hi, Sokeship. First of all, we're going to show you very briefly a couple of kata that we do, and then we're going to actually teach a kata. We're going to have some of you come out here, and we know everybody's going to volunteer. We're going to have you come out here, and what we can't teach you now, those that volunteer, we'd like for you to volunteer to also meet one of my students a little bit after this later on, finish learning the kata, and then tomorrow morning again so we can really get it to you where you're doing it well. And we're going to do another seminar tomorrow morning on exercises, which we know all of you is going to want to participate on that. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to have the people who learn our kata come out here tomorrow and demonstrate it. So you can say there'll be some people who took something back. First of all, we'd like to show you our warm-up form that we do in Watai Karate. Sensei Brian Arthur. This is called the Mighty Wings of an Eagle, a Pai Lum Kung Fu form that we adopted several years ago from Master Dan Pai. This is how we warm up in our class. We do it about 5 times. We start off real slow and get faster. We don't do any sit-ups or anything like that there, exercises. We'll show you tomorrow morning what we do on the side on this. Now, a regular Watai form called Paisi Stadon Wells. This is the first Watai form taught. Stadon Wells. Hi. Did you get them all in? You get them all in? Okay, line out. Come on. Just show it is. Go ahead. Okay, this is our bow. You come up and rake. Okay? You come up, you inhale. When you get OB high, that's the belt. You come out to the side, like out, back, and hit. Okay? Then as you drive him off, you'll step forward and you'll hit with the elbow. Empire. Then you throw, shoot off. That's in his throat. When he comes in, he's drove me off of that. He's came in, he's hit me side of my head. When my head bounces back, that's his target. Right there. And Snoopy comes into the rear to try to grab him from the rear. And the first thing he does is he throws a kick. Ah! He drops down, grabs a hold of that, up. He comes up, ties it, and hits. He'll turn to the left, to the rear, jump in midair, turn to the rear, and throw a punch to the front. Go ahead. Now, a rake into the side. Bring the punch back. Punch. Left punch. Okay? Then somebody is coming in to try to trick you to the side. You're going to come down and you're going to block. Snap a kick. Fall in on him. Long hit. Chase the guy out here as he slides. You slide into it. Shuto. Go to the rear slide. Slide into it. And hit. Now look. I'm coming in from the rear to help my buddy. I'm going to try to grab him. He's going to come back. Ah! He's got me. He's going to kick me. Oh, God! He's going to step, kick off. He's going to come back. He's coming across. And then again. Step up. And you go home. Get back and try it again. Ready? We're going to do it just by a little bit by the numbers, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You realize you're probably going to modify it a little bit for your system when you leave here. You understand? Okay. We always come up with the back. Didn't work, huh?
Of course not.
First thing we do is we close our fist and we come up and we inhale. When we inhale no longer than as much as we can, we'll step out quickly and exhale. Now we're going to start everything from here. Okay? He's going to do a double shuto to both the right and to the left, glancing both ways. Okay, he's drove somebody off. If I come in here to grab you, he's bringing the hands back and he's coming in. Up. As I start to fall back, you go step forward and you're going to come across that empire, right? And he's and see how he's got his legs back? They're locked. And then as my head comes back, he's coming up in the nodo, the throat. Okay? Let's start back again on that one. Right here. Okay. Okay. There you go. In, back, up. You're a fast little girl, aren't you, huh? Okay. Now you're going to step over and empire. Go ahead. Bam! Go ahead. Step. Go right into him. Up. And then into the throat. Yeah. Lock. Bring it in lock. Somebody's coming to the rear. You're going to snap a kick. In. Go down on your knees and grab a hold. Grab a hold of him as he yells, pulling it and come up into his chin and turn him loose. Then you're going to reach up and grab a hold of that head. Just reach up and grab a hold of the head and you're going to come in height, empire. You're going to drop and come behind the head. Okay? We can all turn to the rear. Just turn and punch. In, hit, back, and punch. Let's do that again just here, okay? Bring it back. Here, here, here. Let's try that again. Here, here, here. In. There you go. God, we're good, aren't we? Look how well they're doing. How well they're doing, huh? Okay, somebody's trying to come in and sweep you. Come down. And then drop in on you. Okay? Slide. Hit. Block. And hit. Bring it back. You always bring it back. Now, when you bring it back, bring your thumb in so you don't hurt yourself. You never hit and come back here. Just like you never do that when you're coming in hitting somebody's face. You bring the thumb in. Make a nice little knife out of that. Right? There you go. Okay. Where are we at? Okay. Then you simply step back and you grab a hold of somebody. You're on the cat foot stance. You stomp your foot. You kick him with a ball of foot. Place your foot down as he goes back. Kick him again. Then turn him loose and go in and here. Here. Up. And up. I'm not doing too good with this microphone. Let's try that again, Mr. Williams. Now remember, I want you to get with him later on and tell him what time you can meet him. Okay?
Sure.
And we're going to get you back out here. Those of you who stick with us tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock, you'll be out here first with us. You're going to do the kata for these people here. You understand?
That's it.
We're going to show them that you're taking something back. Okay, ready? One more time. Hut! Ready. Up. Ready. Hey. You got that? In, fast. Up. Step, kick, and you grab the groin and in. All right, now reach up, come up on your feet and grab a hold of the head. Highs up, drop, and the elbow. Now remember, we're going to turn here, 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 and here. And then kick, down. Breaking on this one. Slide and hit. Slide and hit. Up, kick, up, down, hit. Now, when you're doing this for kata competition, if you find you're one step off, we're going to show you a supplementary move. You understand? Watch this. If you don't line in the same spot, supplementary move. Kick, then step up. A little cheating. Okay. And you stand here and bow out with us, okay? Okay. Hey, thank you. I can bring around close. Get over there with this guy here. Get over there with him. Okay. Hey, you doing okay?
The art that we represent is a Sogo Budo. That means it's an integrated art. So one of the many things that we do is integrate arts. And what does that mean? Well, if you have a karate background, you're used to blocking, punching, kicking. If you have a jiu-jitsu background, you're used to throwing takedowns, locks. An integrated art says not only that you can do both, but that you may actually have one inside another. So think up to yourself, what would it be like if your art, if you could have studied not only your art, but this guy's art, that guy's art, and this guy's art as well? Would you be a better martial artist because of it? My guess is yes, okay? So what I'm trying to posit here is that you already have a good chunk of their art and you don't know it. And I think there are many ways to go about illustrating this, but I think the easiest way to do it is to demonstrate a short form and take karate and show you some Aiki Jujitsu in it. Or I can take an Aiki Jujitsu movement and show you karate in it. But I like to not do something set up. I like to make it so that you can, so that I don't have it all planned, so maybe you think it's one thing that I'm pulling out of my hat. I want you to help me. So if I could have a volunteer to mention either a karate form that is fairly well known, so people will recognize it, or at least a karate movement, like a basic, or even a karate style, just to start off with something that you know that I didn't expect. Any volunteers to name something? Yes, sir. Seisan? Seisan. Okay. The irony of it is that 2 years ago I did this and people picked Seisan again. So my question to you is, sir, in Seisan, would you like Weichi Seisan, Goju Seisan, Aragaki Seisan, or Shotokan Hangetsu, which comes from Seisan? Weichi Seisan. I'll do a portion of the beginning of Weichi Seisan, and then we'll work with it. Okay? So. Oh, I lost my microphone. That's enough of it for now. Yeah, I got it. Thanks. That is an Okinawan kata, Weichi Seisan. Now, we're going to take a part of that kata, and we're going to do a simple application from it, and then see if we can't get some interpretation of it. Let's take, for example, the following motion. Punch my face. This is a Shotokan type upper block, yes? In Weichi Seisan, we have this movement, and then you have this movement. So you have this. That's striking and blocking at the same time. Okay? So there's a simple application. Notice the stance is the same, looks like the kata. And then you follow it up. Now we can also have done this. And struck here. Same motion. Okay? Put them both together. Go ahead. And what's happening there is he's being drawn into the second strike. Now I'm going to convert this very quickly. So strike, strike. Next part of the kata comes like this, and there's an Aiki throw. Now how do we do that? Just like this. Now, that doesn't look like karate anymore. It does look like I lost my lavalier again. This lavalier may not have been a good idea. The idea here is in Aiki, you avoid, you off balance. In karate, you think that you oppose and strike. Not necessarily true. If you off balance, if you avoid in Aiki, you certainly can strike. And if you oppose in karate, you certainly can off balance. So if you use the principles of one art, you can see movements in the second art that don't represent what you thought that art was supposed to represent. As a result, you can do a kata that's supposed to be rigid looking, karate type application, and get an Aiki type application. So that's a karate movement, right? But the throw is an Aiki type movement. Then you take what you get, the application, and you apply further of the principles that you may know from the art. For instance, let's say we're doing Aiki Jujitsu application from a karate movement. Well, I know in Aiki Jujitsu it shouldn't be quite so rigid. So instead of doing this, I'll do this. And once I've done that, now my question is, can I off balance in a similar manner? Yeah, I think I can. Yeah, there it is. Okay? Nice and relaxed, conforming to the principles of Aiki. Next level is you augment that or adjust that according to whatever strike he has. So let's see if I can get a similar application, takedown, from various strikes. We know we can do it from a Chudan-ski, a mid-level punch. You probably figure I can do it from a Jodan-ski, which is an upper-level punch. So now what I'm going to do is go from a Yoka Minuchi, a side head strike, looks like this. Okay? And from a back fist. Doesn't matter. Same application, and it should look now like, gee, is he doing karate or is he doing Aiki? I don't know. If I'm doing pure Aiki, by the way, it would be more like this. If I was doing pure karate, it would be, yes. But when you blend them together, when you're in the middle, you don't know where it came from. It could have come from the Aiki part of the art, could have come from the karate part of the art. And this is one of the aspects of what I'm talking about when I say Sogo Budo, integrated arts. That is, it's not just that you study both arts. It's that you may actually have another art within your art. If you learn something about the principles of that art, you may be able to see applications. We have a set of videos called Cracking the Kata Code, in which we show you how to interpret out applications. We have another set of videos with Bruce Jutnick, who will be here later, called Transmutation, in which you take a movement, let's say Chudansky, we do this, and then we change that slightly, and we'll now do this, and we change that slightly, and now we'll do this, and we'll change that slightly, and now we'll do this, and we change that slightly, and now we'll do this, and pretty soon we get into a whole different application because of a series of very, very small, minute changes. Sort of like morphing President Clinton gradually into President Bush, okay? So that type of transmutation is also a Sogo Budo concept, all right? So let's finish up with having him attack me with various attacks that I don't know if they're coming. I'm going to try to finish in a similar, not identical, but similar finish as I did when he did this, okay? We'll go slow, just go, it can be strikes, it can be grabs, doesn't matter. I'll do some back grabs. Back. And one more from the rear. Oh, lost a lot there, excuse me. This is called rear attack while setting lavalier mic. And how about grab and throw? Oh, gosh. Wait. And then one arm just man. Tell me if this is what you have in mind. Okay. This is just going, I'll just explain. Okay, go ahead. This is just going to secure this so I don't lose any more of my hair than I'm already losing. So this stays with my head. This over here is going to do a little hip motion. Okay, so all set, Jim? Right. Arch me, make it hurt. That's it. The way that works, by the way, this is obvious how it works. It secures it. What happens, let's forget this for a second so you can see this. What happens here is I'm displacing his hips by moving this hip back. Then I replace my hip. This is dropped to the front. I lift this up. You see his back arches? I drop my weight quickly through his center, his upper center of gravity. And so what we got was, thank you very much for your time. Brochures over here. Brochures over here.
Line up, face him, bow. My system is called Escabodan, and it's based on Kali, Serrata, Arnis de Mano, Thai boxing, boxing, and JKD. Serrata is a specialty because it's a short stick system, Espada Daga system, and it's on 12 angles of attack. For instance, you have stick. It's a defanging system. So for instance, he's going to give me a 1. First strike is defang, trap, lock and block. The lock and block system is based on, in case he decides to come back, we switch, go to the other direction, and strike. But it's such a system that if I strike here, there's your disarm, there's your lock and block. He comes back, bam, you disarm again, you strike again. The system is based on Espada Daga, which is in the numbered system, because in Serrata, everything's based on striking. We pick up the tempo. See, the dagger becomes the focal point of the weapon. If we take it away, we can disarm any way we like. Now we go into our Sinawalis, which is set up for the disarming point. If we come, this is just on a 1 level. If he comes direct, I go to the throat, disarm, lock, and block. Let's say he gives me a 2. Now we have a C hand in this system, which is a C hand is a trap hand, which is based on locking and taking down your opponent. So if he gives me a 2, bam, bam, I got the lock, I got the disarm, he's gone. See? Now if I wanted to lock him on the inside level, say he comes here, I strike here, I come here, lock here, bam, I'm right here. See? There's several ways to come to that lock. What you do is you soften him up first. Bam! Lock here. See? There's several ways to deal with this. The Kali, for instance, is a flowing system where you flow and the trap hand comes into play. See, as you're watching him, he's talking and you're striking and he's blocking. Disarm. See? Now the flow is a beautiful system because it teaches you how to change angle of attack at the same time you're striking. And you're blocking very fast. Now you break it down, it becomes an empty hand system. See? Same motion. You block, there's your strike. Now you break it down, there's your takedown. Very direct, right to the point. If he has a weapon, say you want to take the weapon, disarm here, bam. There's your lock, bam. There's your takedown. Bring here, there's your lock here. Now Serrata is, terminology Serrata means short weapon, as opposed to your typical Arnis stick, which is anywhere from 22 to 30 inches. But Serrata is based on defanging, So if you have a long stick, where's the long sticks, gentlemen? With the long stick, you have to play largo mano, which means distant fighting. Okay? People go, what's the difference between largo mano and serrata? Well, his long system, he's coming here. I can't reach him. So as he gives me a 3, there's no way I could get to him. But how you break this down is serrata's a jabbing system. So when he strikes, bam! I already defanged, struck the head. See in motion? As he comes into motion, bam! I've already defanged. I've already struck him 5 times. As they do this system, they're going to be doing the flow. Flow again, 2-stick flow. Now the combinations can vary. It can go 1 stick, 2 sticks, 2 daggers, 1 stick, 1 dagger, 1 stick, empty hands. Doesn't matter. Now when they do the 2-stick flow, using weapons, the object of this is to cut and trap at the same time. Your knife is a trap, okay? You cut. See already? Grab this flow with 2-stick flow, do the flow. This is a spada daga. You see he's cutting. Everything's cut already. He's cutting. Cut, 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 cut. See the motions of the cut? They're there already. Cut, cut. But that's the beauty of Filipino martial arts. What I've learned through the years of 25 years of doing stick fighting is everybody's incorporating this system into their system. Why? Because a lot of people don't know how to use weapons. They don't know how to use empty hands right. We do a lot of double traps. Why? It's because he comes here, bam, here's takedown, bam, here's your lock again. See? The gunting and the double trap is synonymous with a lot of systems, because if he strikes here, he throws here, I'm already locked him. See? How I locked him was, he comes here, I trap down. He's already locked. Here's the lock here. Bam! He's gone. Bam! There's your takedown. See? If I want to break him inside, there's the break inside. Bam! There's the takeout. Right off the bat. He comes in with 2 weapons. I got 2 weapons. He's got 1. You know what Sinawalis are? It's a 2-stick attack. He's going to deal with 1 stick on a 2-stick attack. 1 stick, 2-stick attack. Take another stick. Okay. See, he's blocking all the shots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's passing. See his left hand? Pass, 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 pass. You're coming in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now this is called Sinawalis now. And there's like 40, 50 different kind of Sinawalis. They're all done empty hands. The reason for the Sinawali is, basic Sinawali, gentlemen, this is your basic. It's like a strictly 16 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again. Good. See, you're going high, low. Now, but you take the Sinawali and you take it empty hands. No, you got the weapon. As he strikes, same Sinawali. 1, 2, 3. See the motion? Looks like Wing Chun Kung Fu now. You see? Bam! You're already in. See how that works? You come here, strike here. He throws that hand. You're there. See how it works? He throws, trap, trap, strike. See, now you got your locks. Bam! All your takedowns. Your stabbing is the same concept. When he stabs, you avoid the stab by, we're stepping off angles. A lot of the attacks are based on angles. So as he stabs, bam, there's your disarm. Bam, there's your disarm. You come in here, bam, there's your takedown. There's your stab. He's gone already. End of story. Let's say he comes in with a 1. You come here, you disarm here, strike here, cut here. See what I just did? He comes in. Give me again. Come here, you come here. Here's your lock. Once you take the lock, you cut. Once you come here, you lock, cut. See that again? Got the weapon. He comes in, strikes. Here's your lock here. Disarm right here. Here's your cut here. Here's your cut here. Here's your cut here. Here's your cut here. See? Quick time cut. Come here. Cut. End of story. The guntin is based on knife techniques. Guntin again means scissors. He has a weapon. He attacks. I guntin. Cut, 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 cut. You know what I just did? Cut, 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 lock. See? Quick time. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's gone. End of story. Guntin comes in many ways. Comes in dagger. You come here, cut here, cut here. See how that works? He comes in with a strike. I use a dagger. Cut, 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 cut. See? Comes in with a dagger again. Cut, pass, cut, cut, cut. He's dead already. It's a very lethal system, knife fighting. He comes in again, guntin. You cut here, you trap here. See? Here's your lock here. Here's your cut here. Here's your disarm. See how it flows? It's a very flowing system. I get people from JKD, Kuksulwan, Kaji Kempo, you name it, small circle jujitsu, because it's all based on the same thing. If he grabs, where's your lock? Right here. Okay? There's your lock. He grabs, how do you want to lock? You want to lock this way? There's your lock. You want to disarm? He grabs here, disarm here, lock here. Down he goes. He grabs this, let's say he grabs the other hand. Same concept. Come here, lock here. See? Very painful. Sticks are very painful for locks. He grabs here. Pull, strike, takedown. See? And all these are, that was arnis de mano now. So there's a difference between arnis, serrata, and kali. Arnis de mano is more of a grabbing art. He grabs, you lock. Grabs, you lock. Grab, you disarm, lock here. You see, empty hands, lock down. Time? Thank you very much. Bye, everybody.
Kind of stressed out thing. But we're going to try to do something a little different. We're going to show you different ways maybe where you can incorporate some of the smaller techniques for your children and graduate them through the teenagers and graduate them through the adults. We have a lot of techniques in the two systems of jiu-jitsu I teach. We also do judo and karate as well. But I like to keep techniques very simple, one step and get the job over with. And I like to do it the same thing with children to get away. Right now it's important for you to teach your children ways to get away, simple techniques, and to graduate them into the teenagers to give a little bit more of pain and use the same techniques and graduate them into an adult technique of doing breaks. This is Chris Fetish, and Joe Pong came down with me for this, and we've been running ever since this morning. We do simple techniques just to get away and break the hand loose, as you will all do. We do the same thing. We graduate them into little butterfly techniques to wind out of these techniques, and we graduate them into teenagers to bring a person down and keep them under control, or to break the arm. These techniques are very simple, and I'm sure that the majority of people know pretty much everything we do here, as you do. We have direction with our techniques. We use direction. If he's with him here, I want to send him over here, and then I can attack the second person. So, and if we reversed on this side and he was with him, I want to send him on this side, and I want to keep control of this person while I don't have to worry about him. I'm sorry, this is just not a rehearsed thing. This is just off the cuff. So, we go from one technique to another. We use different techniques, such as this nerve in the arm, that you know, and we take this technique and we use it to cut away, for a child to cut away his grabber. Right now, it's very important for you to teach your children this, to get away by using this little systems to get away so they can run. We take this and we can graduate this, and when we graduate this to a teenagers, we say yes. We just put this finger up like this, and we say yes. Now we can take that person and bring them to the ground. We take this as an adult, and we can graduate it one step further, is to take this person, bring them to the ground, and keep the arm and break the arm. It's just a simple way of taking one technique and making a lot of the techniques out of it. We use the same technique for a lapel hold or from a choke. For the lapel hold, as we did with this technique, we roll the hand and we bring them down. The higher the elbow, the more it's bent. If the aggression is very aggressive, oh, I don't want to lose your mic. If the person is very aggressive on a wrist technique, then his hand will be tight. If it's loose, but his mouth says he's aggressive, then I got to grab the hand, I got to hang on to it to make his hand aggressive. So when I roll this here, if I bend the arm and I get this elbow high, this technique is much more painful. The closer I get to the wrist, the more pain it is. Okay, so we're going to take this technique and we will put this on the lapel. We do the same thing over here. We use the same thing over here, and we just roll the hand, let him wrinkle the gi, and you wrinkle his arm. So we keep this here this way. Now it's the same technique, and we keep control of the person. Okay, we do the same thing with that one technique that we say we cut the person away from same side hand techniques to opposite side hand techniques and cut them away. We can take the same technique, put it up into a choke from here, and use the same principle using your arm on his and bring him down and wind up in the same place. So you take one technique and spread it out through many. It's easier to teach the children. It's easier to teach the teenagers. They remember it better. And you're not confusing them with a lot of techniques that are much too violent for them to learn to start with. We have, like I say, same side and opposite side hand techniques. We got these techniques, which are the same, or again to go down. We can send them to the left, we can send them to the right, we can send them backwards and forwards. And if you're working with a person that's very high, we can send them up and grab hold of their fingers and send them straight up. We're working with ushering techniques, which are someone grabbing you and pulling you. So we go from an ushering technique from somebody like this, and we wrap them out here, and we can take them and hang on to the arm. Okay? Working in headlock techniques for children, we teach them a very simple techniques. Back up for me. We teach them very simple techniques, fun techniques, by just pinching them out. This way here, a child can't hurt another child, but they can get away, no matter what it is. We can do that the same thing for a child from this position, using underneath the armpits and doing a pinch. Okay? From a headlock technique, we have a variety of techniques. First of all, we can get very sophisticated in using our feet. We go underneath here and take the groin. All right? We can take them over this way. We'll try to point out a lot of stuff quickly. I think you had enough paint. That's all right. Good. Same opposite side hand technique. A little more violent, a little more stepped up. We take one step behind person, break his own arm going down, or hold on to him all the way to the floor. Opposite side hand techniques could consist of just stepping, raising the elbow up, stepping across, and bringing him to the ground on the back of his own arm. Okay? So we're able to take small techniques and make them larger and make them more painful as we go along, and keeping it very simple. We all know 1,000 different techniques, but to keep the techniques simple. simplicity for a child who's growing up through your school, which I have in school for 32 years in one place. I found that taking those same kids and graduating them through simple techniques and enhancing those same techniques better and better and better for an adult until you get to a point that you can take from a choke and take it. Okay, control the person all the way to the ground. Control the person all the way to the ground and do breaks in any possible fashion. No matter how hard they're holding you, you're rolling your own body and taking this here from here. The techniques become much more simple. This thing just doesn't want to stay. And the techniques stay very simple and very easy to remember. When you get into the high rank and you're learning so many different varieties, maybe your mind could absorb it. But new students that come in and young students that come in, if you give them a minimum amount of techniques, but techniques that work, I think you're much better off. I'm doing it 50 years, and I got students for 20-something years, under me 30 years, and that's what I found, that once their mind is into it and they can graduate into it, then it doesn't matter where you have this hand, on the lapel and a grab. You can bring them in any direction you want from here. All right? And it becomes easier to remember, like I say, and you graduate them through routines, and then you can expand with much more devastating techniques in an adult. We have 20-something neck snaps using neck, hair, face. We work on the ground, we roll around the ground. We've done 3 fighters for the Ultimate Challenge. We did the United States Marine Corps last year. Green Beret and Navy SEALs come in, for example, junior 4th grade. Those techniques, we've all seen, we all know, we're getting back to children. That's really a lot of base of our business. I have half adults and half children. We're getting back to our children with 100 students. You really got to give them things they can remember and things that don't give a great amount of pain so they don't do it on another child. Okay, how many minutes is that? 2 minutes, okay. Listen, I'm really worn out. I thank you very much for your... We got dressed going in the room.
AKJU United States champion, and she's going to perform her winning bow hop.
I train with Professor Casray and also train with Shuhan Band Dog too, so I'm going to try to do a little bit of both. Nabimasho Bujipan. Straight. Straight. Great. Sorry, window. Straight.
Okay, I will do a few counters today or something. I don't know. Just, that's all right. Bring that up, whatever. I ad lib everything, so if I get hit in the mouth, you see me get knocked out. That's what's going to happen in real life. But if you grab my arm real quick, just relax. The more you tighten up, the less you can do. If he lost, no, say if he lost, you win. See, he's got me locked. Oh gosh, I can't move. Oh, that's already told me a lot of the whole chain. Lock in here. I can use it for a while, but I don't use these things. I'm going to get them all. So the main thing I do if you're punching at me or something, well, what is it? That's what I know. I don't even strange. You know, I don't worry about something fancy. You start saying, it's all right. I don't play games, Scotty. You just slide. The speed hits, I'll slow it down. Hitting you in the throat and the eyes at the same time. That's all you're doing. I'll slow it down. It's real slow. You go from here, throat. That's all it is. So I got a question about the throat going, and I'll see that part. The thing of it is, if you grab my two wrists, I don't care, I can use kicks and everything. Let me show you this for some of these people judo players. Guy grabbing in here, now you have trouble, some of these full jujitsu locked up. Can't reach. Can't reach. Sorry. The arm has to do this way. I'm going to just take it from a railroad crossing. Let's go about one time. The railroad thing like that. Yeah, right. So when you grab, you take a railroad crossing. You'll come out here, you'll come here, keep it close, and you lock it. I want to lock him out. His eye. You're going to stretch it. Stop for it. You won't stop for anyone. Stop for you guys. But the idea is you reach the ground, I just want to. There's no such thing as the left side of me. I don't practice left and right. I just practice the other side. You start thinking, he reaches up. Hold it, that's left and right. Okay, let's do that. Ah, okay. Now, I don't know what we're going to do that. You may reach up and say, what are you doing? That's my feeling. It's my feeling. I'm not trying to chamber and pour out, give you too much time. Because you can see it. Don't block it. You know, like this hand. What's that? You don't see it. Here's the idea that I'll even block my hand, I don't touch them. Throw us fast, block, fast, block. That's right. He thinks it's fast. Okay, watch. Ready? Hello. I want y'all to do a slow motion. Hello. Slow motion. Don't get in front of me. Ready? Hello. Oh, he blocks it. He's too good. Okay. So watch how you do it. Got it? It's too dangerous. I can't carry it. I can't carry it. I don't want nothing. I can't carry it. Can't carry a stick with me. Not my state. Virginia. So this side of I'll start speeding it up. You touch me. You touch me. That's all you're doing. Just see, there's no fanciness to it. You get your opponent off of you real quick. There's no games. There's no games. If he locks me out, if he's got me saying lock like this, forward a little bit. Okay. But see, everybody tries to fight. I just touch it. See, yeah. See, I'm careful when you run your arm. And that's the thing. Did I hit you hard enough? What it is, I relax. He starts talking. Ow! Stop it. Ow! So he grabs. I just do this. I see his hand. I don't let go. I get a finger off. I do the head. If I want to rip his ears off, you never go rip someone's ear off. Don't grab like this. And it's slide. When you grab an ear, you put your heel first. Bring the fingers to it. You don't move. You don't slide. This stuff is all grab critical on someone. This here pulls up pretty easy. So what I'll do here, we have meat. It's all meat. I've got a hold of it. We'll not slide. Not slide. Everything I do, I destroy. If he reaches up, I say, well, oh, sorry about that. He reaches up and says, what is this? Are you meat? So that's the kind of feeling. So I've got to wrap it up, so I'm going to hit him a few times. Once straight, knock him out, hit him up, and roll him over and lock. Thank you.
If you guys want to use this anytime if you don't seminar, just tell me, I'll take it off. So.
Ben?
My name's Terry Rich. I'm from Clinton, North Carolina, so I have a little southern accent. You'll recognize that real quick. But I teach the Ed Parker American Kempo system. I've been doing it for 25 years. I do a little stunt work and film work also. That's how I met George. Did Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, all 3 movies I did that, and George worked with me. Had 12 foot soldiers in that movie with me that's involved. I'm going to try to get everybody involved in my demo a little bit, a little different than everybody else. I do want to recognize Mr. Neil. I'm one of my best friends, great martial artist, and amongst the other ones in the room also. But today mine's going to be about some theories that we teach in the Parker system. We're real big in concept and theory and what's going on instead of just striking, but strike with a reason and purpose. Okay, that's involved. Ben, if you will, and my assistant Ben's going to help me today. We believe in the Parker system that every straight line can be broken with a circle, and every circle can be broken with a straight line. So you can understand how they work geometrically together a little bit. So if I had a straight line coming at me, you see it, just a straight punch. If I move this away, I start making this person circle. You'll notice the body starts to turn in a circle motion. As I move the opposite of that circle, making a raking strike across the rib, creates a reaction to the body. Opens up target areas that you can see and what we're striking with. What I'm trying to do is get everybody that's around that's wearing a uniform. If you'll get up with me a little bit, get your little partner. Can you do that for me, please? Everybody get up, if you will. Some of you. That you do that with a partner. You can kind of see what I'm doing here, a few little things. I'll do a real simple wrist lock that everybody in the room knows how to do, basically. But you'll understand the theory. If you have a partner, you can do this, just a basic wrist lock, just a right wrist grab. Okay? As you'll see that this straight line ends with a circle. So if I make that into a straight line, I've already got him turning away from me. What this does is neutralize the opposite side of the body. I'm worried about being hit with that left hand immediately. You see, he can hit me at any time with that left hand. But if I make this straight line, he can't punch me now because he's out of range. You can follow through. A little basic takedown, like a lot of these things you've seen everybody in the room do, and get him off of it. So if you just, all of you know how to do this, okay? You make it a large circle, or you can make it a small circle, okay? And cut into that. Do that for me, please. Very good. Step right into that opening right there, and roll him right down. As you can see, that straight line is being beaten by what? A circle. Okay? At the end of that circle comes another straight line and a circle for you. Okay? Try that with your partner a couple times and you'll get a feel of that. Bobby, your key to people understand that. Come on, done. Oh. Thank you. Okay, we'll go through a follow-through with that now. You'll see we'll go to follow-through. Make that circle, reverse the grip, step into that with a cutting elbow. Do that for me. Okay? If I borrow his energy, bring him right to an elbow strike, straight into elbow strike there, you can see how that works. Saw that to keep him down, which allows you to borrow that forward motion of that elbow. Then a knee and a buckle. Reverse that like you're shooting pool, it rolls him right off of you. When we went together, please. I'll let you do it. Circle. Step into the elbow. Elbow the face. Saw that just like you're just sawing a load of wood. An elbow, a heel palm, a knee kick. Put your feet together and buckle that thigh right out from underneath it. Just like I'm shooting pool. You see it opens and growing up immediately for an attack. That's all off of circle and straight line motions. Okay? Here's another one you'll see from here's another one that's coming from just a straight line push. Straight line's beaten how? With a circle. There's the circle at the end of that line. And you strike with it. I'm borrowing that energy you see coming. At the end of that straight line comes a circle. There's a circle that rolls right back into what you're striking. I'm striking with my heel pump into the lymph node glands. A throat strike, another throat strike. Try that one time with your partner. Just straight push, step back, and block that with two hand swords. Roll that right underneath by stepping in. A shot to the throat. Finish that with a throat shot. Of course, you can see that that's wide open also. Try it a couple times. There you go. Now, if you look at, as you look at the end of that, You take your own energy, explode it forward. They explode it. Quick. With a quick shot. And all I'm doing is just rolling that right back in, just like pitching underhand baseball. You can see an underhand pitch is much faster than an overhand pitch in softball. So I'm using that same reverse action to roll that back into my person. Very good. This technique that Parker teaches is called a hook wing. I think he's falling off. I didn't ever get on there, I guess. This is for a low push. See, if someone trying to push me back, hooking and borrowing the energy to the body. The buckle on the end of that. So if you have a low push, I'd step back into a cat, fire a kick to keep him down. Okay? Hammering the face, chopping the throat. Now all I'm doing is loading up this elbow shot and use a reverse bow. And you can see the legs can be taken from either side of this. I can buckle that leg or sweep that one immediately because it's on his own natural path. Because when I stepped into him, I set the foot sweeps up. That one and that one. And move away. And try that one. A low push. Just hook that into your cat. A front ball kick. Now if that hand's just pulling off that circle, see it? Hammer, hammer, chop. Here comes that underhand pitch again. A reverse bow. If you look where your foot's at, it should be right between his legs. All you can do is tag it. It's gone. So the real quick speed shots, what they are. Explosive dynamic action. Okay. Again, hook, make your hook. Your kick. Now step in off that. Step right in, forward action. Across the face and back across the face, chopping the throat. Follow him with an elbow. There you go. Now just drop that, let a pendulum strike, whack, bang right in the groin, let it fall on its own. Wherever your foot's at, look at it. If it's in his own natural path, you can take either leg. Okay? Because I stepped in on my elbow, I stepped in so tight, hip to hip, just like you're doing a throw. When I stepped in, that set that bottom half up. Because if you look at this, is called the upper case of the body. This is called lower case. Everything I did to him was on the upper case part of the body. So all his interest and action is on the top. He's thinking upwards. He's not thinking down low. So when I moved in, he's forgot the lower half. He feels this all upstairs. So when I start striking here, you can see he's forgot up here, now he's thinking down here. So when I sweep this, I take his eye out immediately with that quick hand strike, two-finger poke. Okay? One more time and let you do it, we'll do something else. Step, make the hook, and your kick, and your hammer fist, and another one that followed with a chop. An elbow following, now move hip to hip with him. There you go, you stand right in his shadow now. Just drop that pendulum strike in there. That's it. Now, whichever leg you're standing between, you should be standing between both of them. Buckle either one. You can take out the back one. And the bottom one, to sweep that, but also don't forget your finger poke on the way out. A little quick finger poke. We'll do it a couple times, I want to watch you. Try it. No. Yeah, that's what I say we talk about, just like you do it in judo, you usually get close to hip, so you get into like a hip throw. You'd move hip to hip and real close, and that just sets up that reverse action on the bottom, so he's not looking for that. And where your foot's at, now you automatically got a foot sweep. Cool, very good. Ben. As again, I was talking about the circle, a straight line I'm going to do. I like a head lock from the front with my head locked in this way. Again, he's thinking all upper body, and I'm not. First thing I'm going to do is get some air. I grab that wrist and turn my chin either into the body or to the elbow to get some air. Step into what we call a kneel. At the same time, make a strike in the groin. This will loosen this up immediately. But if I use what we call an obscure elbow strike, which again, I'm tracking this chest wall on the bottom of that chin, follow with a back knuckle. And one that usually that nobody thinks about is the 7 nerves in your chest. Just across that chest wall, right through your chest line, it'll drop you like a rock immediately. It's very painful to you because it looks like a lacing of a football if you look at the nerve endings right there. So again, if you want to do this with your partner, is get you some air, step in your right foot, make that strike in the groin. Okay, try that. Okay, step with your right foot, okay, and make a strike with your right hand. Now your head, you just pull it right out, you just come right up the chest wall with that elbow. Okay, straight up on the bottom of it. Follow it with a back knuckle. Now cock that. Now, I believe in cocking because it's on its own natural motion when I drive that elbow in your face, because it's going to stop and it's going to be loaded at that point. It's like putting a bullet in a barrel. Now when I get ready to leave, see where I'm standing now? I'm between them legs again. So as I start to rake this, pull that out from underneath it. Stop that going good and hard on the way out. Good. Again. Get you some air. Step with your right foot, ridge hand. Up the chest wall with an elbow. And a back knuckle. And an elbow sandwich. Nobody asked me, what's an elbow sandwich? Well, this is a piece of bread. This is a piece of bread in the middle. It's a meathead. So as I hit that, you see, again, I track that chest wall, raking that down the chest wall. And when I leave, that's got to go. So as you can see in all the little techniques I was just doing, hey, the two-handed push was all about controlling height, depth, and width. This is the height part of it. As I start to drop him down a little bit, his head, I ball that energy forward. When I did before, here, again, height, width of the person, the depth of him is all being controlled also in what I'm doing. So the ones you just saw me do all those little things. And I talked about tracking. On either lines and stuff that are in front of me, I can track along those lines to make them do things for me quickly. You'll see. I thank you for your time. This is the first time I've done this in front of this crowd. Thank you very much.
We good? Okay. All right. How are we doing tonight? Can everyone hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. What I do is an art called Modern Arnis. I am one of several senior instructors under the late Grandmaster Remy Praces. There's another one of us here tonight, Guru Dan Anderson in the back. You may have also seen him from the 70s when he's doing point karate, which he'll be doing some stuff next tomorrow. What we do, the Filipino martial arts in general are known for being a weapons-based system. But we also have an open hand component of the art. Basically, what we do is we teach open hand techniques with the use of the knives. Some people think we're all stick and knife freaks. It has nothing to do with the sticks and the knives. We're just freaks normally. That's a laughing cue. Jeez. Well, we can laugh, right? That's okay? All right, that's all right. The big thing with what we do is take one concept and apply it over and over and over again. We don't try to learn 40,000 different techniques. We sit there and use one technique and how many different positions we can apply it to. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to actually have a volunteer. Do I know you? Good, then I'm going to use you. Now the first thing to remember, and you are?
Charles Donaldson.
Charles? I'm Tim. Nice to meet you. First thing to remember when you're working with your partner always gets a turn. So they get to hit you back. You don't get a turn today. STBY, stinks to be you. Okay. Now, I just happen to have knives, not because I'm a knife freak. We've established this, right? Okay, all right. So, we use the knives, the sticks, as teaching tools to teach the basic concepts. Basically, when I go through the airport, I have a hard time bringing this stuff with me. So, I go to the seminars, pull the sticks and knives out. People say, how did you get that on board? Easy, you check it in. But there's a lot of times when I don't have a knife. I grew up on a farm part of my life, so I constantly had blades with me because I need to cut something up, okay? So, but we're known for weapon use. The reason is, most people, this gentleman comes to one of my seminars. What style do you do?
Shojin.
Is that a form of, I'm sorry?
Karate. And
karate.
Jujitsu.
Karate guy. Okay, that's cool. We do punching and kicking. Do you do punching and kicking? You don't want to learn that from me, do you?
No.
Do you know how to do stick and knife?
No.
Would you like to learn?
Yes.
See, that's cool. So right off the bat, everyone thinks, oh, geez, these guys are weapon guys. We use them a lot. But it's a major misconception because I'm not going to insult his intelligence by saying, all right, we're going to start off with a front kick. Okay, you're a brown belt. I know you probably need all this help. Okay, so get in your stance. No, it's not. He gets bored. I lose students. You know, when I'm brought in to do a seminar, we're supposed to teach advanced material or advance for the people that you're debuting this to. If you've done Filipino martial arts, the level of advanced material changes. So what we're going to do is something real basic. And I'm going to have him be able to do this technique, maybe not remember it, but it should be real easy here. First of all, we have a series of angles of attack that we strike. And I'm not going to get into it. Each system has their own numbering system. We use 12 in modern arnis. Some use 5 in the Cinqueteros methods. I've seen 64 attack systems. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. What I do is basically isolate it at the beginning to either a forehand, a backhand, a poke, or an overhead. Now I can apply these to the head, I can apply these to the legs, and anywhere in between. I get my overhead attack, I can hit them anywhere from here over. It really doesn't make a difference. We deal with a basic angle, and then from there we can work on all the different variations. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to remember that everyone gets a turn. So I'm going to let you hit me, but I will hit you back. That's a joke? Dan, come on, you're supposed to give the signs up there for me. Work with you, help me. There we go. All right, now. All right, but don't get the wave going because that's just not at a karate thing. All right, so anyways, what's going to happen, I'm going to do this to you. You're going to use my uniform here. You're going to cut down my lapel. I give you an angle of attack. So we're going to do a diagonal. I'm going to do this to you first. If he doesn't block, he gets touched. Okay? Nice and easy. So this is the kind of attack I want you to do for me. Okay? And remember, if you hurt me, it's your turn. Okay, so he does the cut down here. Very good. Now watch the mic because, you know, George will get very upset, man. Okay. So he's going to slash me in the throat. Very good. Now I want to block this. Now generally what I do is, we're using the knife right now because it's a short tool. This doesn't have to be a blade. It is. You see the metal, say, ooh. You have this little level of intensity saying, I got to stop that from hitting me. But this could be a hand attack, it could be anything. Thing here is, when I start training with the weapons, I give both people a weapon. That way we both feel equal. You feel equal here? You're lying. But you're good. You're agreeing with your seniors. Very good. I like you. Points for that. Maybe we'll get you another stripe there. Okay. So what's going to happen, now that we're equal here, he's going to slash. Now we're going to use control. What's going to happen, he's just going to touch just like that. No follow through, just like up there what you did. Perfect. Okay. One more time, he swings up here. Now I'm thinking to myself, because I do talk to myself periodically, I don't like this. You're cutting me. That's all wrong. Okay, so what I want to do is I have to block this. So the knife, my teaching tool, is going to show me one of many different ways I can block this. So he slashes at me. I cut. I grab. I hit. Now, the hit can be any type of hit. Right now we're using an edged weapon, so obviously it's going to be a poke or a cut or even what we call the puño or the butt of the knife. So I can use this as a hammer. Or, geez, that's a hammer fist strike, something you probably have done before. So I already know, we're already doing what you do already. So the slash comes here. I cut. I grab. I hit. If I have reverse grip, I poke into here. And from here I can do all these different variations. He goes to block this. I cut through and take the throw out and hit from there. And right here we've got a throw. You do know how to break fall, right? Yes. Okay, good. And then I finish off from there. Now, first and foremost, why do I finish off? Right now it's a weapon encounter. If I disarm the weapon, well, first of all, stick knife or whatnot, these are killing tools. At least this is the way I've been brought up. My dad was a cop, trained me very well. I learned how to shoot at the age of 5. I learned to hit things at the age of 15. Well, the ground didn't count. You know, you don't get points for that. But the thing here is, he's attacking me with a weapon. As far as I'm concerned, the weapon is a killing weapon, so his intent is to kill me. If the weapon is gone, to me, I'm not telling you guys what to do, his intent doesn't change. His tools may have changed. Okay, I've disarmed him. Does that mean he's going to stop? He just tried to cut my throat. Bad move. You're not going to get that extra stripe if you do that. So now we have to continue from there. So what we're going to do is say, one more time here, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Now I don't have the knife, which anyone who knows me knows better. I usually have a knife or two, but I'm going to give you both of them. Just hold on to that. That way I don't have a knife anymore. He slashes here. 1, 2, 3. Same technique. I use the knife as a teaching tool. What happens a lot is sometimes we get our hands mixed up. That whole left-right thing. I always tell to go like this, you know, the little football thing you did in high school. Am I the only one? No? Okay, oh, you know what I'm talking about. When you split it, it makes a capital letter L, and people get this cool. Or one of the guys that had the split uniform, all the red was on the right side, and the black was on the left, so it said red and right. Well, that's a kid's thing, but anyways. So they get this whole thing confused. What hand do I use? So he swings over here. If I'm doing a right-hand attack, I use my right hand. Slap, grab, hit. Now, of course, The hit can be anything. It could be that hammer fist we did. I can kick him. It's just hitting. It's just a generic term we're using. So he swings this again. And he keeps doing this. Maybe he switches sides, use the other hand. Okay, I can do the same thing over here. And we do the whole sequence of putting the knife in each hand, one at a time, to teach the left hand response and the right hand response. Slap, grab, hit, block, check, counter is our basic response. So we're sitting there, all right, this is cool when you got a knife. It's cool when he's got a knife. But what do you do? I mean, that's useless. You don't have a weapon. See, I double knife disarm. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I need the scores. And my response is going to change based on what's going on. As with the CDT people, you worry about the people around me. He comes after me and goes to carjack me. Give me your keys.
Give me keys.
Okay, there's my keys. See you later, bye. I got insurance. Now, I've got this little girl here with me, and she's hanging out. It's no longer about me. So now my response changes. When it's me, dude, whatever you want, I got insurance. Okay? Anyways, if you knew what I drove, you wouldn't want the keys, so. But when it's about the people around us, each situation merits a different response. So, slap, grab, hit, the flow. Throws one punch at me. There's the trapping hands I just did a moment ago. Well, now I can hit him with the kick here and then strike up here into the head and pop down. Can always give him a chiropractic adjustment. You hit my stick, dude, and then continue from there. Always trying to sit on him. Now, see, now he's going for my knife. I don't like that. That's okay. Really, I like this guy a little. Throws the punch. Here's the flow. Following up with instructions after that. Now, I generally go to the rotary or mobility throw a lot, but I have a whole bunch of other options I have. Now, from here, he's fighting the ground. Basically, the body has 9 primary tools. The head, for headbutting, biting, chewing, spitting. Both hands, both knees and elbows, both feet. So what I want to do is try to eliminate as much as possible. If you've seen Monty Python's Holy Grail, the Black Knight. For those, just imagine, if you know what a bob is from Century, no arms, no legs, that's my opponent when I'm done with them. Except what I'm trying to do, he throws a punch at me. That hurt? Yes. Are you going to keep throwing that? No. That's right. Okay. We systematically de-escalate the fight by eliminating the tools. And it was a weapon technique, quote unquote. Throws a punch again. Here's that kick. And here you go back to that goon thing. This throw that my pet peeve is everywhere. Because right here now I can just sit on him. And you know, you got those guys with those 6-pack abs? That's okay. You got some meat behind you. But when you got the whole keg like I got, gravity works, unfortunately for you. So what we try to do, the biggest thing is apply this to every situation. All right, I'm going to wrap it up here. I hope everyone enjoyed it. Let's give my partner a round of applause. Hey, thanks a lot.
I'm on the other end of the spectrum because
thank you very much.
I don't know if you could tell that, but yeah. Anyway, the knives don't just mean that I'm carrying 10 or 15 knives. It means that when we carry this many knives, we practice drawing from different positions. Okay? The art that I come from is primarily based on the bladed arts. Not just knife, not just sword, but we do a whole slew of different sized blades. So we try to hit different blades against different blades, against open hands, against multiple blades. And again, it's just about everything we can come up with when we're out drinking one night. Right? So I'm going to go over a little bit of the training of a knife fighter. All right? So my assistant, here we go. One of the most important things when you first start training with a blade is sensitivity. All right? Sensitivity is extremely important because no matter how strong you are, no matter how hard you can kick a punch, okay, you're going to be going up against a sharp piece of steel. Okay, so basically the best way to do it is to get out of the way. All right. So that being the case, sensitivity is one of the best ways at close range to keep yourself safe from a knife and to gain control of that blade. Right? Especially since some of the blades can vary in size. Everything from butcher's meat cleaver to the combat folder, which everybody pretty much carries today. Right. So I'm going to start off with a basic flow drill, and I'm going to explain how we train different attributes as we go. Okay, we start off with a standard size knife. This is pretty much a standard dagger. Okay, or it'll represent just about any average knife you're going to see in the kitchen or whatever. Most people, when they get packed, it's usually some type of kitchen implement or something. So we start off with this, okay? From this to go either smaller when we specialize or larger, again, as we specialize, all right? We start off training with this because it's, like I said, it's a generic knife, okay? And it's easy to generalize and translate to other blade systems, okay? As we start this drill, okay, to build the sensitivity, we just do what we call a passing drill, or knife tapping, okay? Now the reason he's going, okay, backhanded, is because if I was to slip past, all right, I'm not going to cut any vital tendons, muscles, or anything. Most of what I'm going to hit is skin and bones. Right? Also, if he was going to push my hand down here, okay, see how he tends to follow the blade? Right? By following the blade means he's already, all right, because he'll never catch up because he's starting after I start. All right. Here, okay, if I give him a little bit of energy, aggressive energy, he just drops that elbow. All right. And I'm not going there. This is how the drill starts. I give energy, he responds. He gives energy, I respond. Okay. And as we go, we build energy. Okay. And like probably everybody knows, the Filipino arts are based on primarily weapons first. Okay. This little drill actually teaches both open hand and weapons at the same time. Right. On my end, I'm learning how to handle this knife, how to close my partner, okay, how to feed in techniques. On his end, he's learning, okay, how to move with that blade and not to get hit. We're going to start off. Okay? This is how it starts off. I'm trying to cut blue line, which means I'm trying to cut and test this. Right? All he's doing is passing. Right? Pretty simple. Next, I'm going to give him a little bit of energy. Okay, see how he moves with that? And at no time does he separate from me. Okay, so if he separates from me, he doesn't know where that blade is anymore. So he wants to stick with me. Okay, me on my end, I have to stick with him too because if I don't know where his hand is, okay, I might be opening myself up for hand technique. Okay, so we start off like this, all right? And I give him a little bit of energy here, a little bit of energy here, energy here. Now, I'm sure everybody's going to well, what about this hand? So we're going to start throwing a few variations for this hand. I'm going to go push this hand away, push this hand away. Okay. Now I'm going to go through the 4 major strikes. I'm going to go left, I'm going to go right, overhead. Now it works either way. You can go forward grip, or you can go reverse grip. Those are the basic primary strikes that we're going to use. Next, we're going to throw in different techniques. We're going to throw in joint locks, wrist grabs, a little bit of trapping. Okay. So from here, okay, I have basically all this. Now we've established, I'm not just going to reach over here and try to slice him as easily. It's not that easy to get in on. So I'm going to take it up a step. Now from here, I'm going to have to try a few different techniques. So let me see. If I trap, trap here. Try double. Trap here. Good. Throw. So we're going to mix the traps around. if I cut his knee, if I was to sever that hand, it's going to take that blade through, okay, into me. So I always check that blade. Once the blade is checked, okay, then I can do my disarms. Check the blade. Just like a peanut. Okay. How much time do I have?
You have 9 minutes.
9 minutes? Okay. I'm going to show something that you don't see a whole lot of. Okay. This little knife is called a karambit. It's an Indonesian knife that's well known. Some Filipino systems also use a karambit. And I tell somebody to do that line in Indonesia, the Philippines, that's pretty much all considered one area anyway. So we're going to do a little bit of karambit work. I like the karambit because it's small, it's fast, it's extremely agile. Okay, change directions, go wide, go long, and through, trap with it. And you can snake it around all different ways. With the karambit, it's great for doing grouping work. Okay, when it comes in, okay, see how easily it hooks a muscle, easily it grips at the wrist, and feet, easily it traps, moves back over. Okay. You can still disarm the karambit. There. Okay, while doing things the same way. Disarm. Get through. Oops, sorry. Now also with the karambit, you can do a lot of what I call ranging. Okay? If I check here and I get close enough, I can send it out. Well, once it hooks, I just pull like that. It comes out. Like this arm. Now, what's cool with the karambit is that you can do all kinds of crazy come-alongs with it. Okay. Once I get my disarm placed, all right, from here, I can lock, and as I go in, I can hook that collarbone. Okay. There's nothing like reaching inside somebody's body and grabbing the tongue. Okay, to make them want to go to his knees. Right? The karambit's perfect for that. Right. One time. Here, here, here. Go in, reach in, grab that collarbone, and just a little bit of pressure going down. And loose. Right. So, karambit's good for going to vital areas. Okay. Okay, brachial, femoral, a little more. Yes. All right. Any questions? No? All right. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up by doing something really crazy. I guess I've had enough for right now. Austin, if you would. Okay. Has everybody seen bullwhips? Okay. Bullwhips are really cool because they generate a lot of power. Doesn't take a whole lot to use a bullwhip. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold a straw in my mouth. Then I'm going to let my son. Sorry, straw. Straw. Short straw, long straw. Short straw. This is our way of honoring. Turn this way, Ray. You get a better shot. Just kidding. There you go.
Sensei John Denora from San Diego, California. This is Nick Meckling from San Diego, California, and Chris Meckling from San Diego, California. And we're here to demonstrate or show you Daito Aiki Jujitsu, which technically is been renamed by some of the Japanese to Daito Aiki Budo, because Budo seems to be a better word for Jujitsu. It is like smash, crash, and dash. Okay? I wasn't in an automobile accident, but what we're going to do is going to put this on Nick. Okay? And so we have multiple techniques in Daito Aiki Jujitsu, and there's so many of them I can't remember them all. So I'll try to do some of them that carry over from the hands to what may. So first thing I'd like to show you is a very simple thing, which is a nawa. This is called nawa jutsu, silk rope. It comes off of the sword, and it can be, it's called the segeo, and it's carried on the katana. So he's walking towards me. I'm walking down the street, and this is camouflage blend that you kind of can't see it, see? So I'm going to arrest him. I'm a Japanese samurai police officer, so as he's walking down the street, I pull, and basically what I do is as I pull, off balances him. He's in kazushi. Wakarimasu kazushi? When he goes in kazushi, then I come like this, then I come like that, and yeah. And then the rest is seen to be heard. That's the reason for the protector. So that's the first technique. Any techniques you want to see in the repertoire of Aiki Jujitsu? Oh, we'll then show some Aiki. These two tall guys, they grab me, just grab me here. Kind of spread out a little bit. In fact, they don't know what I'm going to do. There's no rehearsal, see? So these are two tall, big guys. So if I use karate, I can't reach them. I go, ah. By the time I get over here, oh no, whoo, my leg is broke. By the time I get over here, my other leg's broke. I'm not like Bruce Lee, so what I got to do is come up. Ah! Yeah! 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 Ta! That's Aikido. Sutemi Waza. Oh, the other one. He grabs from over here. Don't have time to punch, so I put him in kazushi. That puts him, see how he's on his toes? That's called kazushi. Okay? He grabs again. This time, you do a different kind of kazushi with a circle. Puts it here. Then he's here. He's a kazushi. Then. Same thing, I come here, same thing. But this time, kazushi differently. He's locked. The whole body's locked. Can you fall over? Toe. I'm tired. Go ahead. No, it's all right. Huh?
Want to sit?
No.
How
are you?
this, bring my hand down. I can then follow up from this position. So, same way we did that by switching our hand, which is something we discussed maybe last year. Again, like this, he's holding. I take this way, bringing his hand to my hand, grabbing, and now I'm coming here like this. Okay, and now we can do this in a similar fashion by redirecting the movement. So as he strikes, I can circle here, slowly. Here, I can take it here. I can use one block or one movement and go into another. Blocking like this, go into here, or taking into either a throw, this kind of fashion, or here, start slowly. Here, 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 here. All these throws are designed to throw the person to their head. We're not really looking to up a movement, for instance, here, so same here, like this, and then end here, because in this kind of posture, like this, although I have locked, okay, strike. See, I'm stuck. I could follow the mat work.
Follow the mat work.
Here, like this, and lock. Okay. Then if he follows this way, we can come here, like this, lock this. So this is okay. We're getting into an area where all these kinds of techniques, it's very involved. So,
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's very involved. Meaning, as soon as we example. Here. When we put a man in this position, he's going to find it very difficult to strike me. He could try to kick, right? But now we bring him to his stomach and we finish. So in Jiu-Jitsu, or in Aiki Jujitsu, there's several levels of technique. In the beginning, it's rudimentary, so it may be close. So he attacks. Go ahead again, slow, same move. I block, grab. This is a basic level. But if we can then take this and use combined strengths, this is Aiki. And so as he strikes, again, take this with you maybe. Go ahead, slowly. Take this movement, go into your next lock here, come to here, and throw down. You can then pin here, or turn him over and lock him in this kind of fashion. This requires a level of technique and competency in Jiu-Jitsu, where if he does, in the midst of all this, try to counter, he's extraordinarily flexible. He bring me down. Like this. Suddenly, I have to be able to use other knowledge in order. Many Jiu-Jitsu systems simply address the basic level, in the sense, yeah. That was not going to be a downer.
No.
On other styles, by the way, because the
time?
basics are so important, and that's what we do all the time.
So as was pointed out, that you saw the kazushi is very, very important. When the person is in kazushi, which means off balance, you can always break the balance. Very important principle of judo and jiu-jitsu and all the martial arts. One of the other things about the art as I'll show several secret techniques which are old, antiquated. So you got to learn the old to learn the new. I'll just give you a little general idea, and I'm not bragging or showing off. But we also could do, we be able to do that with the feet in case you're laying in bed. And the techniques are designed to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 people, and so forth, like in the Marines or Army when you got to fight a lot of people. So, Nick, I need you. So, oh, well, I'm going to have to do both ways. Yeah, I'm going to do it with 2 people. Let's do it. I'll do it 1 first. Then you see the graduation. I'll do both sides. So let's like this. And I'm talking. I should be talking when I'm demonstrating. But if you'll notice, I'm going to put them in kazushi. Watch the kazushi. See? You see it? And there. See it? There's the off balancing. Ah. Then the bringing around, and then the lock. I guess it's not painful on this carpet. So if you do it 1, you got to be able to do it with 2. Okay. So over here. Oh, wait, this way, this way. These people got to see. I'll do the same technique with 2, okay? And what I'm doing is changing here, and I'm bringing hair across to here. To here. When I got them here, I come off, and that interlocks them, and I can escape. Now they're friends with each other. Toe. Are you getting the idea to that concept? So what you could do with your wrists, you could do with all the joints in the body in Daito Aiki Jujitsu. How much time? 5 minutes. Shionagi rapidly, and then I'll graduate and take you to a secret technique that's hardly ever been shown. I'll show it for you this evening, which is the true precursor to Yamarashi. All the judo people are familiar with Yamarashi, but this is the Jujitsu, Aiki Jujitsu, high-level technique at a Menkyo level. Sokako Takeda was famous for this, who's the disseminator of the system. First, Shionagi.
2 things.
Huh?
For the audience, I'll mention 2 things.
Tell them.
Number 1, I just wanted to add a couple of things. Sometimes you'll see that we stick. In other words, if I'm grabbing Sensei and he moves, go ahead, show. Okay.
Want me to stick
Here,
it?
I stick. This is because I'm committed to my attack. Okay, if I let go, it doesn't matter. I'll still be finished.
This is called Fude Aiki. When you get very old, like me, and like Wally J, that's the only time you can do it, see? But let's show quick here. No, I think we'll do Shionagi. But oh, 2 hands, okay. See, he's released. Yep. Shionagi. Simple. He's on his back. Toe. Toe means to decapitate. Up. Now we're going to complicate the technique to show you Yamarashi. Very dangerous, so I got to be very careful. Up, 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 up. Oh.
What I want to cover, you know, a lot of times when we work on martial arts, we work our systems or our styles or whatever we do, a lot of times we don't pay attention to how our opponent is reading what we do. It is one thing, a lot of times also with martial arts, what we all have a tendency to do is we perform expecting the opponent to go along with it. It doesn't work that way. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go over a couple of things. In the art form that I mainly teach, one thing we dictate to our practitioners is that the use of peripheral vision is probably much more important than the use of tunnel vision. I'm going to explain the difference. Using tunnel vision, you're activating both cones and rods in the eyes. Therefore, your timing is delayed. Using peripheral vision, your timing is increased, okay? To some extent, almost tenfold. Now, the problem is in determining what we're going to do with an opponent, a lot of times what we do is we excite our opponent's peripheral vision. I'm going to explain that. Anything outside this realm of motion or movement, so for instance, if he's throwing a punch and I'm blocking in this direction or what have you, I'm going to excite the periphery. Therefore, my opponent's timing is increased,
Well, I don't want to do that. So what I want to do is do a thing which I call a razor's edge. And that means create a situation where this guy sees nothing but center at the last minute. Okay, therefore his anatomy cannot tune itself up to be able to absorb a blow or a strike. An example, this guy's throwing a strike or a punch and I'm blocked thusly, I'm exciting the periphery. The second I block that, that left hand is already on its way coming in. So instead what I might want to do is I want to stay right here with the tunnel. As he's moving, this center and motion is right here. So as this guy starts to throw that next strike, all centers are taken to where this guy's visual plane is not set. And if I set up that visual plane, then what can happen is this guy can counter me or hit. He goes to move again, there's your strikes. So what I want to do is I want to maintain a center on this guy to where he can't see it. Also, most empty hand arts, especially a lot of you have seen the Filipino arts, they're based on fencing. Okinawan karate, all of the arts are based on fencing arts. The only reason that we use empty hand arts is because way back when we weren't allowed to have weapons, okay? So in other words, as this man's going to move, this hand's in posture position. The idea is this guy can't see it. He moves again, strikes are here. But at the same time, he doesn't see that strike. And because he doesn't see that strike, his anatomy can't prepare itself to absorb the blow. Ultimate Fighting Championships, how many people die? Nobody. Why? Their body can absorb because the adrenaline is set up, okay? So the objective is to be able to blindside your blindside your opponent's motion. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to work on centers, and what I want you guys to do, I'm going to have everybody participate. You're going to take any type of block you want, slow. If you take this type of a block you want, go ahead and punch. Take this, what am I doing? Is I'm keying this hand in to hit right away. If I do the same thing as he moves, this center's here, this guy's going to have a rough time being able to absorb or take on that blow. You notice where the posture is again, I'm in a center where this guy's going to have a rough time hitting or countering. He starts to move, I can take him out with a leg, okay? But at each time what I want to do is I want to trick his anatomy and trick his senses, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is this. Everybody up? Come on, you guys. You guys are going to get you guys doing stuff, man. All right. We're going to take this blocking motion, number one. The person you're pairing off with, what I want them to do is they don't see it. If this guy's throwing a strike, I want him to pull away the second they start seeing that block. Okay? Throw the punch quickly, but the second you see me start to block, pull that hand away. Go ahead. Again. Move. Again. There's a difference, okay? This way, this man's not going to be able to absorb that block. Many of you guys are in the martial arts. I know you know this. In a real street situation, way back when, you hit the guy first, didn't you? Why? Because we have a tendency to know sometimes that blocking technique that we practice just doesn't get in for some reason. So why might that be? It's because we're exciting the opponent's senses, okay? All right, what I want you guys to do is take a basic motion. You take these two things, slow. Let them see when that kicks in. The other thing, if I'm cocking my body this way, I'm also going to cause a natural rotation with his anatomy, which means he's going to have more focus and more power with his strike. So I'm helping him hit me. If he starts to move, I'm doing this, he's not going to see that. Okay? Are we following? Okay. So this, and then work center line, okay? Pair off. Go ahead. Come on, you guys, get into it, man. Hi, Tommy. Good to see you, man. Back. Back, all right, listen up. The Grandmasters of this type of technique, there are three of them. They're called Larry, Moe, and Curly. Okay? That center line motion, you got to understand something. When you work center line here, your opponent, you're eliminating their ability to rotate, or to find rotation. You start your block in this direction, they're going to start rotating. Therefore, you're adding to the power. You guys following this? So if I'm doing this kind of a block here, okay, instead of this motion, you see what I'm doing with his anatomy? Just stand. I start to do this, what's happening? His body's going to rotate into it. He starts to move, the block is here. What's the difference? He's not going to be able to respond to it, okay? Now, from that posture, if you notice what I'm doing, upper and lower base, if I'm here, from that posture, right away, my lower base is moved again. Therefore, let's say if I'm going to do an out block and then going in with a shuto. There's a shuto. There's a punch. So, instead of coming 1, can he draw a bead on me now? Yeah. Okay? He finds this. The second motion's here, third motion's here. Now, so for practitioners to do this, it takes a very little bit of adjustment to accomplish it. All you have to do is understand your relationship with the opponent. We in the martial arts give too much credence to ourselves and not enough credence to an opponent. Our opponent doesn't want us to hit him. They don't want us to block. They don't want us to hit, right? They don't want us to cut them. Their body is going to move naturally. So we want to appreciate our enemy. Does that make sense? All right, so we have to cloak what we're doing. Okay, let's go back again. Work your blocks. Go ahead.
7 minutes. Yep. Yeah, Ben's going to take over after this one. You don't have to wear them the whole time. Sort of, you're like me, you have to. Yeah, it's like, yeah, because you feel weird if you don't, because you might miss something. How's the sound doing?
He lost the mic to this one, so I'm just using it.
Yeah. Cool.
No, so you think I try to put it back on? Or?
All right, guys, back. I know we only got a few minutes. Everybody up close, please. Everybody up close. I want to explain something to you. Everybody real close. Okay, here's another thing. Your opponent, anytime you guys are fighting or working with somebody, they have a basis of reality. That's, first of all, we'll look at the visual plane. If I'm standing from here to my opponent, his world is from here to here of me. He sees me here to here. Any body motion I make from here to here, his anatomy will correct itself naturally. So if he starts to move and I start to do this, you see? I'm going to help him. He starts to move, I start to do this. I'm helping him. So therefore, if I'm going to move on this guy forward, backward, or the sides, I must do it from my lower base, or what we call lower areas of the anatomy. Those of you guys that do a lot of kumite, what do? Isn't that what the objective is what? To fake your opponent. And what I'm saying in the performance of kata, it should be done the same way. Equate distance and timing with an opponent and adjust your body motion accordingly. Okay? All right? And all of us, I think all of us sometimes we get practicing martial arts. Again, you got to love your enemy. That's the person you have to learn to defeat. So this guy starts to punch and I start doing this. See? I'm helping him. I don't want to do that. He starts to move, I want to move. And when I move or take my motion, I don't want him to see this upper body motion. I want to generate it from here. Okay? So anytime I teach, like for instance, when I'm working with my students, I always tell them, look, what is it that you're not looking at? Change that. You have to understand your opponent's going to adjust himself. Now, if I'm standing back here, now my opponent takes in all of my anatomy, front. Anything that causes my anatomy to move must be created from the back muscle groups in my anatomy to make sure movement takes place. So if he starts to move and I do this, see? Mistake. He starts to move here. So when I move, okay, move away when you see me move. You guys understand what I'm saying? Okay? So we start learning to cloak what it is that we do. Same thing with grab arts, grab techniques, or anything else. You do the same thing. Guy's here, and I'm going to counter grab this guy. My center is here. The second I start rotating, he's going to feel my base. So how can I change that? I move my knee up. He doesn't feel the base now. Now what I've done is put my support here. You guys will try this. You'll see what I'm talking about. Take your grab arts and try that. Just change your centers, where you're going and where you're not going. Now, if that's true, then I should also be able to manipulate this guy just by adjusting slightly with muscle groups in my own anatomy. Notice what he's doing right now. What's happening to you? Am I pushing you? Why is that happening? Okay. All I'm doing is I'm changing alignments. Your opponent needs you just like you need them. If a guy is drawing a bead to punch, you're standing here, his gait has been established, his hips have been established, his shoulders, and how far he's going to throw a strike. right? That happens naturally. So what I want to do is create illusion in his head. Anything I change will change the way this guy's going to move or not move. So he starts to move on me now. What have I just done to him? Stop some of his motion. Why? All of a sudden I changed his visual plane. So it causes anatomy to stop or change itself. Is this making sense? You guys, this happens to us every day. You guys walk down a shopping center, something's askew in your environment, you change your body motion and how you move or how you don't move. Again, what we do in martial arts is a fencing art. All of us are fencers. And so what we want to do is get our opponent to move subconsciously without being aware of what you've done to them. Is this making sense? All right? So, let's take a handshake. Shake. Stay there. Here, here, this is askew. When somebody usually shakes their hand, what has happened is they'll reach out too far. All I have to do to change it is I'll realign my center here. Now, if I just pick my foot up right now, what's happening to you? Why? Watch again. If I take that knee and I rotate it, now I'm not pulling him. Now, you guys that are into, that do Aiki or Jujitsu, the whole objective is to learn to break someone's what? Kosushi, their balance point, right? As soon as you break that balance point, the rest of that all takes place. Okay? Those of you guys that also watched Tony Anisi in here working, he does the same stuff. I don't even know who that guy, anybody know what that guy looks like? Oh, there he is. Okay? It's the same thing. Okay? Someone grabs, does a grab art, grab. You change center, realign your center. Anything that you manipulate in your muscular structure is going to change your base. He starts to punch right now, I change it again. What's happened? What do you feel?
I feel like going that way.
Okay, punch again. What's happening now? Oh, come on, hit me. Come on, hit. Okay? All this is, these are subtleties. If you create an illusion,